Let's start.
When two half-court offenses face off doors,
Here we go.
it is a chess match of strategy and execution. And I am here to say I love it.
Every possession becomes very calculated. You run set plays to create high-quality shots. You are, generally speaking, mismatch hunting.
And now the opening lineup for Phoenix. Perimeter pair for him will be Booker and Brooks. O'Neal is out there with Williams. And it's Gillespie in at the point guard position. Now here's Jackson. George sets a screen for Jackson. Pass to Markkanen. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
Boy, the man from Finland is very confident in that jumper. Markkanen, no doubt.
O'Neal sets the screen for Booker. And the dunk by Booker.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
And Jackson throws it down hard.
And the flush from Jackson Jr. Great wingspan, and at 6'11", he's got a little nasty in it. And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Now we know the Jazz have been up front. Before you can rebuild, Doris, you got to tear down. And that's what they've done.
And Kevin, that requires extraordinary patience. You have to be willing to trade away veterans who can contribute to winning. And you have to be willing to prolong the process in order to get max returns. But be under no illusions. Losing is hard on everyone.
Here's Gillespie, down to 5 on the shot clock. The drive by Booker, and he banks in the layup. Booker's got 6.
Well, they were looking for a fast start, and they have been perfect from the tip.
George finds Markkanen. Here's Bailey. The three-pointer, no good. Greg, everything they're doing is working right now.
Good run they have going right now. The momentum is huge.
Booker with no one around. Another one falls for Phoenix.
Impressive. 5 straight makes. Love the play calling here.
George passes to Markkanen. From past the arc. Nailed from three-point land. Markkanen's got his second basket of the night.
Whatever the range is, Lauri Markkanen has it. He is such a sweet shooter.
Booker, right side, to the inside. Here's Williams. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws.
Yeah, really strong offensive thrust there, but then how about the defense able to negate that attack?
When you think about Mark Williams, he has all the physical tools you want in a big man. For him, it was just about struggling with availability. Can he stay healthy?
Now, here's Markkanen. 6 points for him. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Brooks. A fantastic string of games for him. Your Western Conference Player of the Week, Devin Booker.
He's been absolutely electric for his team. The way he's been able to finish plays and just take a hold of the offense at that off-guard spot is more than deserving of recognition.
Now here's Booker. Turned in an outstanding game against Denver. Williams has a screen for Booker. And it's Brooks in the corner. Back to Booker. The Suns need to get a shot off. The three-pointer's off the mark. So the Jazz, their last game, a loss to the Kings in Sacramento. And guys, hold on now. I'm getting word we have Shams Charania calling in. Shams, what do you have for us?
Thanks. Well, Ace Bailey's draft journey was highly scrutinized, and it wasn't just his height, but at the combine he measured over 2 inches shorter than he'd been listed in college. Rather, his refusal to work out for any team surprised a lot of folks and executives around the league. But it didn't scare off the Jazz, who selected him 5th overall.
Not everyone can shoot like him. Thanks so much for the report, Shams. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Utah.
Timeout.
They trail by 6. And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. So Utah ends up going with the new group.
Substitution on the court.
So it's Utah now. Pass to Sensabaugh. Here's Mikhailu. And once again, off the mark by Utah. Booker looking around. Really left alone that time. Booker's got 12 points in the game.
This guy has absolutely owned this quarter. This is how you lead by example.
Now, here's Nurkic. And there's the call on Mark Williams. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul. Now into the lineup for your Jazz. Number 20.
And Utah has possession. 8-point game. Here's Collier. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. The Phoenix Suns come into this one after the win against the Denver Nuggets. Here's Booker, and it's Phoenix scoring again.
And usually teams go on runs, and it comes from a lot of layups and dunks, but not now.
Pass to Sensabaugh. 34 seconds left here in the opening quarter. The Jazz again can't hit it. Suns leading by 10. Booker, right side. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
Now into the lineup for your Jazz. Number 3.
Utah's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. 1 second left, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Phoenix ahead. They're up by 10. From the Delta Center, it's the NBA on 2K Sports. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Suns.
Right away, they showed us they weren't going to shy away from the mid-range game, and it's proven to be an effective tool for them.
Yeah, and their assertiveness in the paint so far tonight has been impactful. They're really making it hard for the interior defense.
Collier out there with Keontae George. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic. Then there's Filipowski. And it's Sensabaugh in at the small forward position. That's the group for Utah getting going here in the second.
Devin
Booker's shot is good.
We've come to expect this from Devin Booker. This guy is a relentless force on the offensive end.
Pass to George. And the 3 off target. Phoenix leading by 10. O'Neal kicks to Booker. Here's Gillespie. Back to Booker, off his leg.
That'll be a kick.
And it's being called a kickball. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. Almost, but it rolls out.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
And they should, because it's when you start turning down that kind of look that your offense can start to bog down a bit.
And Phoenix has possession after the basket by Utah. And here's Booker from the arc. Filipowski grabs the board. Jazz trail by 8. Pass to Collier. And here's George for 3. And it's George again missing. Suns have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Booker finds Williams. Booker outside. Booker with the screen for Williams. Shot clock at 5. Booker inside. Working on Nurkic. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
It looked like he caught the clock out of the corner of his eye, and Booker calmly beats it.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Markkanen, he's checked in for the Jazz. With this break in the action, we can show you the teams that had the most rebounds last season. 5th, the Jazz.
Well, they made a huge commitment to rebounding last year, and it showed in the numbers. They were spectacular.
In the corner, George with it. Hands it from downtown. George has got 5 points now this quarter. This season just getting going still. How quickly, Greg, can teams gel together and become one?
It really depends on the makeup of your team. How many new guys are on your roster? The style of play. Do the new additions have any previous chemistry with some of your players?
Jackson, he's checked in for the Jazz. Bailey comes in for Collier. And George kicks to Jackson. Pass to Bailey. Over Booker. Bailey misses.
Oh, the defense very willing to live with that mid-range jumper.
Booker dishes to Brooks. Lets it go with the 3. Rebound, Utah.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Bailey. Another miss by Utah.
Boy, that mid-range area, he just didn't look comfortable, let's be honest.
And here's Booker from the arc. Up and in, that's his 10th make in the contest. He has only taken 13 shots.
This is why I love his game. You really have to admire his tenacity.
Pass to Markkanen. And it's Bailey in the corner. And here's George. Outside Jackson with the shot. The Jazz again can't hit it.
Listen, that's a good shot for him. He just couldn't connect.
And now Allie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
Thank you. The Utah Jazz are going young, but this is a franchise that has a winning history, and that culture is still around. Coach Will Hardy said, the messaging doesn't change. The players have bought into the little things that takes to win. This is a cohesive group that's committed to helping each other. Kevin, back to you.
Building the right way. Thanks a lot, Allie.
With him scoreless in the latter part of this one, it's awfully hard to come back.
1:32 left to play in the first half. Bangs home the trifecta.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need the basket.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys. A different look for Utah. Walker Kessler comes in for Yusuf Nurkic. And it's Collier in for George. There's 1:17 left here in the second. Markkanen passes to Kessler. And Kessler throws it down.
You can tell how much confidence Walker Kessler has as the roll man, ready to catch and score.
Step back shot. Booker, no good.
That's a breakdown defensively right there, folks. He just could not make them pay.
Pass to Kessler. Here's Bailey. Defended by Booker. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And that's only the first time this half. But Kevin, they've done a great job here in that regard.
Here's Gillespie. They set the pick. Back to Booker. Puts up a 3. And the Suns another 3.
You've got to be there on the catch if Devin Booker gets an opportunity from the perimeter. This guy too good a shooter.
Markkanen against Brooks. And they double up Markkanen. And the dunk by Jackson.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Booker outside. And so it's Phoenix with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. Their defense has been active and effective. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
Thanks for tuning in. Welcome. A clinic in execution so far, as it's been a dominant showing for the Phoenix Suns.
This is a shooting clinic. And if I'm their coach, I'm not changing one thing.
Yeah, when a team is this and sick, they make it look easy, just like us in the studio.
Taking a closer look at the first half matchups, these two guys have led the way for their teams. That'll do it for our show tonight. Thanks for joining us, and we'll send you back to Kevin Harlan for more hoops action.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. You know, guys, Devin Booker has been exceptional here.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for Utah. They trail by 14. Setting the floor for the Suns. Perimeter pair for him will be Booker and Brooks. Mark Williams is out there with O'Neal. And it's Gillespie in at the 1 spot. Now here's Booker. Floats it up for Williams. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Oh, my goodness. We know Mark Williams is a big-time vertical threat.
Pass to Bailey. A 3. Booker pulls it in.
Just can't find a shot. It's no wonder they're losing. I mean, he's been completely scoreless all night.
Williams sends a screen for Booker. No good with the triple. Jazz trail by 16. Zadibi, after winning the Most Improved award back in 2023, it's been hard for Markkanen to reach that level again.
I think one thing that happens, Kevin, when you become the focal point of the opponent's scout, you're getting the best defender, you might be getting multiple defenders, and that takes some time to adjust to.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And a look back at his numbers from the free throw line last year, 78%, so not too bad.
Here's Gillespie, still scoreless. Devin Booker, and that's good. And the Suns lead by 16.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two.
Looking now at some numbers for George. Good season for him last year. He put in about 16 points a game last year, 5 assists and 3 rebounds. And with his great passing, he's been a catalyst for their offense, often seeing plays even before they materialize.
There's no doubt about that. Great anticipation, excellent peripheral vision. His talents are really shining through.
Count the basket.
Well, a guard has got to come with physical intensity on the interior, and Devin Booker does just that.
And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Pass to Bailey. Launches a 3. And it's Phoenix with the rebound.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
George against Booker. O'Neal a screen on George. No good from Booker. Jazz trail by 16. And he drives in. Outside, George misses the 3. Phoenix has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. O'Neal a screen on George. Here's Booker, and he gets it to go from the high post. Booker's got 7 points here in this quarter.
If Devin Booker's cooking, it's a wrap, folks. This guy makes the game look easy.
Pass to Markkanen. Jazz passing it around. The 3 from George. Sinks the three-pointer.
And how about the bounce pass there being used to perfection?
Now Booker. He's got 36. Tries it from the top of the key. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Booker's got 38 points.
Even though they have the lead, this guy keeping his foot on the gas pedal, I love it.
Bailey misses.
This is a quarter he'd rather forget. This guy just can't seem to get the lid off of that bucket.
Booker against George. Booker, no good. Jazz trail by 17. Outside for Jackson. Off target from outside. For Phoenix, they've gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Booker outside. There's the triple. Sinks the triple.
Devin Booker.
Booker's got 41.
Well, you can see the team is just continuing to call his number. Until the defense figures it out, it ain't gonna change.
Pass to Bailey. Three-pointer. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Williams has got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active.
At some point, do you start to think about getting others involved? It has been a struggle.
Took the opportunity when he saw it. Booker's got 15 points here in the second half.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
Launches it. Another 3 for Phoenix.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Bailey misses.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Booker outside. This one for 3. And again.
My goodness. 50 for the game.
Yep, he is putting on a show. On the wing, Jackson. Outside, Markkanen. And nothing is falling for him right now. On the wing, Booker, defended by George. From downtown, and again, Devin Booker for 3.
3 points.
Booker's got 53.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone. Boy, easy pickings from that distance. More of that, please.
And so it's Devin Booker making highlights for the Phoenix Suns. Scoring, rebounding, he was all over the place during that quarter. They are riding his performance right now. Back right after this. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
You love the unselfishness, finding the best look, and it doesn't matter who's taking it.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. They've got Filipowski. George is out there with Collier. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic, and it's Sensabaugh in at the small forward. That's the group right now for Utah.
Devin.
And it's good for 2. You know, Doris, here's a question for you. Is there a reason why we see so many point guards become head coaches?
I do believe, Kevin, obviously as a point guard, you are responsible on both ends of the floor. On the offense for knowing all of the sets and where every single guy is positionally. On the defensive end, you're the lead communicator. You are at the point of attack. So it makes perfect sense to me that they become head coaches.
Here's Collier. Devin Booker picking up that last basket. On the wing, George. Off target from three-point range.
KYP. Know your personnel. Challenge the great shooter. Excellent job.
The offensive rebound. Booker outside. Shot clock at 6. Over George. Booker, no good. Utah shooting 34% from the field. That's not going to get it done. The Jazz again can't hit it. Suns have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Jacks up a 3. Good, that's another bucket.
Just a magnificent showing for him tonight offensively. Buckets coming in rapid succession.
And get this, guys, he's now tied for the 3rd most 60-point games in league history.
He might be forcing things a little bit right now. Credit the defense for how they're playing him.
Pass to O'Neal. Brooks kicks to Booker. O'Neal sets the screen for Booker. Out to Brooks. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And just off the cuff, Doris, what do you think is the toughest part of the season?
I mean, for me, watching these players try to perform the final 2 to 3 weeks before All-Star game, there are so many things in play. Has it been an extraordinarily difficult season where you're just simply not winning? Are you trying to incorporate perhaps a player that came over from a new trade? And then also just the focus. Everybody's mind is, ooh, I've got a week vacation here. I can't wait.
Booker, no good.
I don't know if he's trying to show off for the crowd or what, but there's no reason for that kind of shot.
Pass to George. Kessler, screen on Brooks. To the middle. And Kessler throws it down.
Wow, Kessler punishing the rim on that finish.
Here's Booker driving the lane. No good there. Excellent D there from Markkanen. Outside, George to the inside. And Kessler throws it down.
Exactly where Kessler gets so much of his offensive performance done, right at the cup.
Williams. Booker outside. Fades and shoots. And another one falls. That's 62 points. 62.
Amazing. A remarkable performance from him so far.
Here's Bailey. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And at about 6'9", Bailey is good at using that size inside. Looking like a polished vet on that tape.
Brooks misses.
Well, despite the miss, obviously the shot this offense looking to generate is exactly that.
Nice ball movement by Utah. Outside, George. Jackson setting the pick here for George. And Utah again with the bucket.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Phoenix.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Devin Booker.
What a groove for him this evening. Just stand aside and let the man work.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And it's Bailey in the corner, and he's good on the 3-ball.
I like how confident and aggressive Bailey is. He takes initiative whenever he sees an opportunity.
To the right side. Booker is screen on George. From outside the arc, and again for 3.
He's now set the team record for most threes in a game. Unreal.
And a lot of it stems from his confidence. Even when he misses, he's sure, he's positive the next one's going to go in. Kessler finds George. No good that time. So it's the Suns winning easily here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just